Joe Fournier and KSI's first press conference where they had some issues. And it's odd because I thought I had this fight all figured out. KSI going to smoke Joe Fournier. It's not really going to be an issue for him. But looking at KSI's body language, looking at Joe's, starting to think, did I get something wrong here? We're about to find out, but before we do, speaking of those fight picks we were talking about with the PFL this Friday, there's some other fights that you guys want to get your hands on, and it's happening this weekend as well. I'm talking about UFC 289. You want to pick some winners, you want to have some fun. The only way to do that is using the sponsor of today's video, MyBookie. That's right, guys, mybookie.ag. It's the spot to be if you are putting down some bets on UFC 287. And think about it, this is the main card you want to do that for. Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal going at it. Israel Adesanya trying for the fourth time to take down Alex Pereira. Banger fights all through the card. And if you're asking yourself why you should choose MyBookie, it's pretty simple. They give you the best bang for your buck, period. You can score huge wins on boosted odds from the MyBookie money bag or take advantage of every momentum swing with state-of-the-art live betting. However you like to play, they make it simple. Bet, win, and get paid. And the best part of this whole thing is if you sign up now, you're playing with house money because you can use my code WADE when you sign up at MyBookie and claim a deposit match bonus. Once again, my code WADE when you sign up at MyBookie and you're playing with that deposit match bonus. Thank you to MyBookie for sponsoring this video. And guys, if you're going to gamble on sports, if you're going to bet, do so responsibly. But thank you to MyBookie for sponsoring this video. And now, let's get into this press conference breakdown.
To my left, the billion-dollar man, Joe Fournier, 9-0 professional, reaching the number.
Did he just call Joe Fournier the billion-dollar man? Is that confirmed that Joe Fournier is a billionaire? Because if he is, fucking hell. Fair play to him for boxing. I don't know if it is confirmed he's a billionaire, but I know he's a big real estate guy, yada yada. He don't have to do this, but listen, when you got money and nothing else to do, I guess fighting is the thing. You gotta be the tough guy, so fair play to him. I didn't know that, though. Billionaire? That's Vince McMahon level shit, bro.
And the man to my immediate right needs not too much of an introduction. The entertainer, the entrepreneur, the rapper, but most importantly today, the boxer.
What about the YouTuber, bruh? What? We just forgot that part? KSI is a YouTuber. Sure, he's a rapper, he's an entertainer, he's an entrepreneur, he's a boxer, but he's a YouTuber. Number one and first and foremost. Let's not forget that part of what we do, right? I know you guys think I'm just pro boxing this, pro boxing. No, man. He's a YouTuber too. This is our community. Make sure we mention that. That's a big deal.
KSI and Misfits Cruiserweight Champion.
Like, look at KSI's face. I know that these last couple of weeks have been a roller coaster for the guy, right? Up and down. He had the WrestleMania moment, which was insane. Obviously, the stuff with me is nothing. That means nothing. Like, I'm super pumped for JJ getting this main event with Joe, getting his shot at a 9-0 pro, all that. That shit means nothing. I'm good with JJ. I rock with the guy heavy. But also, you know, he has that controversial stuff out there about some of the slurs and things going around that he said and he apologized for on this day, which I think it takes humility to go out and do that publicly and state that. And even I think a video came out of him, you know, trying to educate himself. It harmed a lot of people and he's trying to make up for that. So maybe there's just so much going on in his head. And this was my worry when him and I were going back and forth. He's in camp for the toughest fight he's ever had. Like, I don't think KSI will lose this fight, but it will be a tough matchup for him because it's something he hasn't seen before. A polished professional boxer to some degree, and Joe is that. And I know this is some of his own doing, but him having to mentally process all of this while being in camp, giving his energy here, it's a lot, man, and you're starting to see it actually wear on him. Like, physically, you can see. When has KSI ever looked like this in a press conference? This is not good. This is not good.
First of all, you jumped at the opportunity. I can say that from knowing the negotiations. Yeah. You've been away for a while. You look like you're in shape.
Yeah.
What is it about? It's clearly not a money fight for you. So
you didn't pay me enough for it to be a money fight.
Yeah, we had that discussion over many months. But ultimately, this is a challenge, isn't it? Like JJ's is for legacy. What do you see here? Do you see a young fighter that you want to put in his place? What's driving you here?
I think, firstly, where I don't see him is not dangerous. I don't underestimate him because I do know what it takes to knock a man out. So he's managed to do that on several occasions now. That being said, I wasn't the man. And for me, yeah, it's not about the money. I do believe what Misfits has done as an organization has been tremendous, because I think boxing should be inclusive, because I was on the wrong side of that when I started boxing as a wealthy man coming into boxing.
True. I'll give Joe his credit there. That's true. He was on the other side, and to be honest, got a little criticism and still does for not being a professional boxer that came up through the amateurs and did the things that he didn't necessarily have to do as a young man. And he made his money outside of it. Fair play. He's come into boxing late. I agree with him. Boxing needs to be more inclusive of us and people like this if we're ever going to grow the influencer boxing scene. Guys like Joe do have a place. I just don't know if necessarily the first one is against KSI, just because the levels of notoriety here. But he's right. It does need to be more inclusive, and that's what we've been pushing for in the influencer boxing scene.
And but I think it creates millions of new fans. Obviously, this product works. And what it does for me is gives me a voice to inspire the youth of this country to do better things with their life. Because if in 10 years I can go from turning professional, becoming top 10 in the world, fighting David Hay, fighting at the O2, having Donald Trump commentate, and now fighting at Wembley, which is 10 minutes from my house, that gives me a voice. But you know what gives me a much bigger voice? When I knock him out clean, where he's looking up at the lights at Wembley, and now I have everyone's here, and now I can inspire multi-millions more people. So if I ain't doing it for the money, I'm doing it to hurt this guy and take his legacy and carry that through onto other fights.
So he's not doing it to inspire anybody. He's doing it to snatch everything from KSI and get bigger fights. I don't blame him. I mean, listen, he is getting a golden opportunity placed and bestowed right in front of him, right in front of that massive ass forehead. And to be fair to Joe, he's 100% right to snatch it. He has nothing to lose here. Literally nothing. This could be a cataclysmic misfire if Joe is to beat KSI, because Tommy beating Jake was a big deal. It did derail Jake 100%. Did it mess with his drawing power for a KSI Jake Paul fight? I don't know yet. We're going to have to find out. But Joe Fournier beating KSI, I don't know if that happens, we even get Jake Paul KSI or KSI Tommy Fury or any of that stuff, because Joe is such a relative unknown here. I would say this would be a bigger loss for KSI. And this is why it's such a massive opportunity for Joe, because if he does beat him, I don't know what happens next.
I have no place to be fighting a 9-0 pro, but you know, I'm KSI. Like, I want to be the man that shows the world that if you put your mind to something, you can really get and do anything you want in this world, in this life. So, yeah.
Facts. W message. I'll 100% agree with that. His mindset, again, maybe physically he's got some, it's wear and tear is weighing on him. His mindset is maybe a little bit more grounded with everything going on, but it never loses that, X factor for KSI. Always wanting to prove people wrong. And granted, I don't even think that he's right here when he says a lot of people don't think he can beat Joe Fournier. In fact, I would think public opinion is the other way. I think a lot of people think Joe Fournier can't beat KSI, but it's the MJ rule, right? You focus on the one, or you focus on that one doubter creating your worst enemy to then go and defeat it. KSI doing that is a perfect game plan for how to approach this fight, being the underdog when he isn't necessarily even the underdog. And I'm not saying that because Joe is, again, a bad boxer. I just think it's a lot closer of a fight. But KSI, in my opinion, gets it done. So KSI using that, remotivating himself, that's all good stuff. But again, I'm hearing it. I'm listening to him say it. But I don't know if I'm hearing it. I don't know if I'm feeling it. Maybe I'm just reading it the wrong way, but that's not the KSI I know, man. What the hell? Jeez.
You were wearing heels last time I saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You're
sure.
going to be wearing heels in your next sketch on YouTube.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. He's going to knock him out so hard he gets shorter, so he's got to wear heels, or he's going to turn him into a fashionista for ladies' footwear? I don't know. I don't know, but he's quick with it, bro. Look at KSI's like, the fuck does that even mean, bro?
Okay.
Unconscious. Don't worry, I'll give you a piece. I'll give you 10%. Don't do a deal. I'll do a side deal. I'll do a side deal. Side men, side deal.
Does that change?
Oh, bars! Man said we'll do a side deal. Side men, side deal. Okay, I'm telling you, Joe, you know what I'm saying? Mams need to hire him for proper loud because man's got bars on top of bars, son.
You were wearing heels last time I saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a bit
You're
short
going to be
now.
wearing heels in your next sketch on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're just going to be unconscious. Don't worry, I'll give you a piece. I'll give you 10%. Don't do a deal. I'll do a side deal. I'll do a side deal. Side men, side deal.
Is that chain even real?
You better get ready for it, though, because I'm a big man. And you're not going to be ready for this.
Why are you wearing chains?
What? Because I can afford it.
Oh! Damn. He gave him a fucking hard-ass shove, too, man. Damn. KSI went flying.
Calm.
You know what?
Calm.
That's the first time I've ever seen KSI react that way. Like, more collected, more cool. And again, I'm having a hard time trying to understand how to read that because usually he's like, the fucking do-rag comes off, the Predator braids come out, and he's jumping over Calvin and everybody else trying to get to whoever's in front of him. So I'm baffled by this entire press conference. KSI on low energy mode, literally phone on like 25% charge, but still kind of talking his stuff. Joe Fournier rocking the now confirmed fake diamond ice piece on his neck and talking about how he's not training and he's doing club shit in Miami and how he's going to be the new Misfits boxing face and turn the company into a strip club or some shit. I don't know what to think of this, but who's writing this whole thing? JJ saying that he's too young, too fast, too strong, going to knock out Joe Fournier because he's an old man with no cardio, and even if he is the better boxer, it's not going to matter. Or Joe Fournier saying, listen, this kid's too reckless. He's going to walk onto one, and I'm going to put him to sleep and take over his fucking company. I don't have those answers, but that's our first glimpse into the fight, and I got to be honest, as weird as it was, it makes me think this fight may be more competitive than I previously thought. So, who wins on May 13th? I don't have those answers, but Joe Fournier's got to get a new necklace, and I guess we'll find out.